Well, it's not about the sequester because if you look, the 7,000 jobs that from government, that's more the Postal Service. People taking early retirement. So sequester didn't have an effect on it. The poor jobs number is the poor policy. And one, from a tax policy, they just had taxes raised in the process, and an overall uncertainty out there. There's more cash on hand than any time in the last 50 years, but people are holding it because they don't know sure of their tax policy, regulatory policy, or what the healthcare costs are going to be. But the good part is, if we solve those three, we'd have the largest stimulus with no government money being borrowed. Well, there's a lot of different things. And the most important thing of these listening sessions, we're walking through the current immigration system. And people are really shocked when they walk through it and they find out that 40% of anyone in America today who is illegal came here legally and overstayed. So we have a broken system that we have to fix. Not only do we have to make sure the borders are protected, but you have to have a system that someone can apply, get an answer, and get through and become a citizen, because we are a country of immigrants, but we're also a country of law. So you have to keep those principles in mind as we go through to solve this problem. I think you'll find that we'll solve the immigration problem. You'll get a protection on the borders, but also you'll have a system that works when you go through it, and a system that checks if you're here on a visa about when you're going back. I find the Young Guns movement is all about finding people who can take a conservative principle and look at a problem and solve it, not just say no. And that's what we looked for, new people across the country that looked for solutions and not just more political rhetoric, but actually solving problems. And we've been very successful, been able to take the majority in the House. I think you're going to see those type of ideas play into the Senate race this time. That's why I'm a firm believer that Republicans have the best chances of taking control of the Senate in the next election as well. Well, Kevin Spacey, at first I didn't want to really go see him when he was calling the office because I was afraid the majority whip wouldn't look good, but then I found out he was playing a Democrat, so I thought it was okay. So now, I enjoyed my time. We spent a few days together, and he even used some of the stuff that I told him inside the show. If you find, I think it's in the 9th one, he asked me what I tell members. I always say, you vote your conscience, you vote your district, you just don't surprise me. And that played into one of the episodes now as well.